Well, good morning, Grace Bible Church. Good to see you. Good to see you in Norfolk or Strawbridge today. My name's Eric. I'm one of our co-lead pastors. And you know what's better than one bald preacher?
Two.
It's like looking at the younger, stronger, fitter, more handsome version of me. But actually, you're only going to get one bald preacher today, and I want to tell you why. We have a men's weekend that we do in the spring every year, and this past year, my buddy Eric Maldonado gave one of the talks at our men's weekend, and when he finished his message, I went up to him and I said, I need you to do that message in big church in the fall, and that's what I call this. We go to big church. Kids go to, we have children's ministry, and then we have big church. Anyway, so I asked Eric if he would come and give this message because he is living out what he was talking about, and I'm just glad that you could be here to hear him. So, Eric, they're all yours, buddy.
Thanks, brother.
Go get them.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Good morning, church. Good morning. Hey, it's an absolute pleasure to be here with you guys. Like Eric said, when he told me, I was like, are you serious? And I had a few people around me that were like, Steve Carlson, one of them, he's one of our elders. He's like, oh, he's serious. And I was like, oh my gosh. But hey, so my wife and I, funny story about how we found this church. We've been coming here since 2014. And my wife and I, when we first started dating, we were going to a different church and it had a coffee shop in it. So if you wanted a cup of coffee, it's like $5 it's just like Starbucks, right? You could get a latte, pumpkin spice latte. We thought it was really nice. But we felt like our relationship was growing. We wanted to find something together. We felt like we outgrew the church. So we started checking out different churches in Virginia Beach. A lot of good churches. We checked one out in Norfolk. And we drove by this church a million times. Anybody else do that before coming here, right? So we're like, hey, let's go check out Grace. It's literally right off the highway. And when we walk in, what's the first thing you see when you walk in? Coffee. So we're like, oh, they've got a coffee shop. We walk up to get coffee, and as I'm getting coffee, I'm like, babe, I think the coffee's free. And I'm like, what? Let's go. And they've got good creamer. Oh my gosh, we were home. We were like, this is the church. We could feel it. God knew we were coming. But funny story about coffee. So recently, you guys remember when they switched the service from 9 a.m. to 8:45? Lindsay and I, we usually sit in that section, and we're sitting down, and Eric says that, and we go. And we just look at each other. Guys, we have a 9-year-old and a 6-year-old. It's a Category 5 hurricane to get here at 9 a.m. on time. So we're like, what are we going to do? But we live in Red Mill, so we're like, let's go check out the Strawbridge. They have a 9:15. And guys, that was a little hard because Lynn Haven's home. Our kids were born and raised here, literally. So we go to check it out, but God must have knew we were coming because we walk in the door and guess what we see? Iced coffee. Iced coffee. We're like, what? Iced coffee? Guys, we drink more iced coffee than we do regular coffee. God stepped it up, right? So we're like, yes, we're home. But why do I say that? Guys, listen. If you're anything like me, we drove an extra 10 minutes to come here, then go check out Strawbridge when it's down the street. If you haven't been to Strawbridge and you live in Ocean Lakes, Red Mill, Lagomar, like that vicinity of Virginia Beach, guys, I invite you guys, come out. I'll be there next Sunday. Your first cup of iced coffee's on me. Next one is on the church, okay? I give to the church, so it's on me too, right? So I invite you guys to come out there and check it out. But today, I'm going to be talking to you about something I'm really passionate about, and that's community. That's community. So community is something I'm hopeful to paint a picture for you of how it's literally drastically, God has like massively moved in my life, and it all circles around community, right? But let's see what Hebrews 10, verse 24 through 25 have to say about it. And the author of Hebrews tells us this, and let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching, right? And the day approaching, what he's referring to is the return of Christ. And the way I like to paint it, the picture of community is like this. So everybody here has probably been bowling, right? Okay, so Imagine walking into a bowling alley on a Friday night, Saturday night. There's 35 lanes. There's a 30-minute wait. I mean, it is loud. The lights are dim. There's disco lights. I mean, every lane has something different going on. That is life. That's life. Everything is asking for your attention. Come here, come here, come here. Check this out. Do this, do that, right? Finding a Christ-centered church that is going to help you with your growing relationship with Jesus Christ is like finding your lane. But now that you're in your lane, you can still roll a gutter ball. You can still completely go off course and go into a different lane. Finding community within the church, it's like bringing up the bumpers that keep you in your lane. Having community is like having bumpers in your life, right? So I told you, Lindsay and I, we started coming in around 2014, and we came to church and we were like, you know, we really want to get involved in the church. We want to find community. So we reached out to the church, and this is pre-rooted, right? So we were able to just link up with a community group, and we go to this group on a Tuesday night, and it was great. We were the youngest couple there, so there was a lot of spiritual wisdom, and we're in this group, and we're being fed, and we're like, nice, we love this, right? And come to find out, mind you, we're still pretty new at Grace. At the end of group, we find out that this is our co-lead pastor's community group, Matt Breitenberg. Guys, where we came from, like, you don't just walk in off the street to the church and join the pastor's community group. So the fact that the church was leading like that, we were like, wow, this is beautiful. This is home, right? And that community group became family. It really did. And a couple months into our group, is it okay if I get a little vulnerable with you guys up here? Is that all right? All right, good. Here we go. Ready or not, right? A couple of months into us being in the community group, something happened to Lindsay and I. And we became pregnant. And we weren't married. Whoa, right? Like, uh-oh. Like, how do we tell our community group? How do we tell our pastor? Guys, I'm not going to shout out like the different religion or anything, but my mom was in a religious group that you'd get kicked out of the church. You'd be met with condemnation, like you are bad. So in essence, I felt like, oh my gosh, like, is this going to happen? Are we going to get met with condemnation? Are we going to get kicked out of our community group, say never come back to Grace? We were nervous. But we had to tell them, right? Lindsay was starting to show, and we're at community one night, and after community group, we go, all right, like, here we go. Lindsay's like, take lead, right? And I'm like, I've got it, right? And we tell our community group, and guys, I am I could drop to my knees. And just say thank you to God, because he showed us what grace and love is through our community group. Guys, they stood up. They were so genuine. You could tell when someone's being genuine and not. They were so genuinely happy. They hugged us. They loved us. They encouraged us. It was godly. It was beautiful. It was not what we were expecting. And I thank God for that day, because being met with love changed our spiritual trajectory. Guys, I can't tell you where I would be, where my family would be, if we were met with condemnation. Now, don't get it twisted, right? This is my pastor. This is a Christian-based community group. After they met us with that, Lorraine is Matt Breitenberg's wife. Matt looks at us and says, hey guys, by the way, Lorraine and I do premarital counseling. So, but think about this. Matt and Lorraine raised the bumpers in our lane. And we were slightly veering off. They met us with love and compassion But then they auto-corrected us and said, this is what a growing relationship with Jesus Christ looks like. Let us lead you there. And it was great. It was beautiful. And I'm so thankful that happened, because it literally changed the trajectory of our life. So if we go back to the Bible verse here, and let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds. That's exactly what they did. They loved us, and then they led us towards good deeds. This wouldn't have been possible if we weren't in community. If we weren't in community. So a couple months later, this is a picture of Matt and Lorraine marrying Lindsay and I. So Matt married us. And one thing you guys can't tell, that's a really nice bouquet, isn't it? I just remember, it was really nice. I gotta ask Lindsay if we still have it. But she's covering her belly. She's 9 months pregnant on our wedding day. 9 months pregnant. And once again, I'm just so in awe of God, because guys, our time frame, what we see is directly in front of us. God doesn't see time the way you see time. And 8 years later, he saw this, which is something we didn't see. And that's, yes. That little human was in her belly, right? And he was born and raised in this church, and he asked us to be baptized. It was beautiful, and I thank our community for that. And if we go back in time here, after we got married, right? We got married August 15th. 2 weeks later, I had to deploy with the Army. So at the time I was Army infantry, and I had to get up and go. And Lindsay's super pregnant, right? Super pregnant. So I had the great idea of having my mom come stay with her while she's super pregnant. And it was okay, it went okay. It wasn't great, but it went okay, right? But so my mom came to stay to help, right? And then I deployed. Now, for those of you guys that are military or not military, I mean, you can imagine, I lost my community, I lost my church. Now I'm in the Middle East with a bunch of guys, and this bowling alley is popping, and everybody is trying to pull me to their lane. Everybody. And I didn't have those bumpers in place. And I felt this weird sensation in my heart, in my soul. And it was something telling me, Eric, then lead a community group. It was God. But then that self-talk came in. I'm not qualified? Like, what? Me lead? All right, guys, welcome. Let's talk about Jesus. End of group, right? Like, I didn't know how I would lead this community group. So I was able to reach out to Matt Breitenberg, lean on my bumper that was already there. I spoke with Matt, and I told him what I felt God was calling me to do. And he said, Eric, be obedient. If God is calling you to do that, do it. I'm here to support you. I will send you content. I'll get you in contact with Eric. I got in contact with Eric. He pointed me to our website. I was able to watch old sermons. I'd literally be sitting in a Connex box, watching a sermon with horrible Wi-Fi, taking notes, and then leading a community group based on the message that was online. So if you were coming to Grace back in 2014, 15, 16 timeframe, and you were giving to this church, thank you. Thank you. Because of you, we had a website that somebody like me, 7,000 miles away, was able to look at in order to lead community. So thank you for that. But led the community group. It was great. A few guys, right? Actually, that was their first time hearing about Christ. Some guys made the decision to follow Christ through that community group. And let's go back to the verse, and let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing. Guys, it's very easy to give up meeting together. Everyone is busy. Everyone's season is crazy, whether you have kids or you don't have kids. If you talk to somebody with no kids, they'll say they're busy. We're all busy. And for my military folks in here, we have a lot of them. Deploying, it's easy to disconnect from community. Not giving up, meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing. Guys, God will speak to you through your community. You know, and as I'm preparing for this sermon, I remember my 8-year-old, well, he's 9, my 8-year-old at the time telling me, Daddy, I've been praying to God, like I want him to talk to me, but I don't hear him. We're a lot like that. We're waiting for like this cloud to come and be like, Jamie, make a right here. I don't know if your name's Jamie, brother, but I just named him Jamie, right? Make a right over here. Guys, can God do that? Absolutely. He's done it before. But if you look at scripture, he's talked to people a lot through people. God spoke to me, gave me the courage to lead a group when I was not qualified, did not feel qualified, but he did that through my community, through Matt. That wasn't Matt giving me that message. It was God using Matt to give me that message. God will speak to you through community. Are you in community? Guys, community is intentional. Ain't nobody gonna come drop community on your lap. You leave here on Sunday and that's it. It's a choice. Community is intentional. And here's a picture. Once we got back from deployment, we got back in 2016. Matos right here. Obviously myself, Max. These guys drove over 4 hours to come to one of Grace Bible's men's weekends after we came back from deployment. And you know, during a deployment, it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows, right? We had a hard time. Lindsay just had a baby. My mom was there. By the way, right, Lindsay speaks English. My mom speaks Spanish. There's no translator there. I'm not there, right? Eli was colicky. Like, it was difficult. It wasn't easy, you know? And there was many times while I was deployed where I was like, God, why am I here? I need to go home. I need to go home, right? And it wasn't through like, it was after some reflection and I'll try not to get too emotional up here. About 2 years ago, Matos, right here, passes away. He just graduated as a neurologist. Doctor, goes to bed, doesn't wake up. I don't know, 27, 28 maybe. And I felt like this feeling in my heart, and God's like, that's why you went on deployment. That's why you went on deployment. Mac is now a Green Beret Special Forces in North Carolina, leading his family in a Christ-centered church because of that deployment. Max, that's why you went on that deployment. And I just felt like, God, thank you. Thank you for giving me that answer. And thank you for letting me be a part of your mission. I was so grateful, so grateful. So then when I came back from deployment, I was hungry. I wanted more, right? I wanted to get more involved. How do I continue to feed this fire for Christ? I need more mentorship. I need a community, another community. So I reach out to the church. They get me in contact. They give me Steve Carlson as one of my mentors. He's an elder at our church. Steve was pivotal in my life at that point as newly married with a child. I came home to a 10-month-old. I never had a baby before, right? It was crazy. And Steve helped me through like, what's real legacy as a husband and a father, right? What does it mean to do what God's calling you to do? Like Steve's family, his family's family, right? I seek the mentorship. I volunteered as a cabin leader. I was intentional about community. Then eventually, this part's nuts. I hope you guys are holding on to your seats here, right? Guys, I feel God say, Eric, I want you to go to get your master's in divinity. Seminary, for those of you that don't know what that is. And I'm like, what? God, are you serious? Like, no, I've never seen myself as a preacher, right? Lindsay actually said, Eric, I don't see myself as a preacher's wife, FYI, right? And I'm like, I'm not planning to be a preacher, but this is what I'm feeling called, not to be a preacher. I was just feeling called to go to school, right? So once again, my bumpers, I reach out to Matt and I said, Matt, this is what I'm feeling called to do. I don't know what to do with it. He said, once again, Eric, be obedient. Do what God is calling you to do. So I started going to school. I felt this urge in my heart, like I was being called to men's ministry, right? You get one man right, you get an entire family right. You get a whole house right. That's powerful. And that's what I felt like my calling was. And this verse just kept replaying itself in my heart. And it was, then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? And I said, here am I, send me. I get chills every time I read that. I feel like that is a battle call to all men. Who's gonna lead your family? Here am I, send me. Who's gonna raise your children? Here am I, send me. Who's gonna lead at your church? Here am I, send me. It just kept replaying in my heart. And I felt led to start a men's group, which is Here Am I, Send Me. Hayism 6-8. And guys, real quick, if you're a man right now in this church and you don't have community and you want a group of brothers to do life with, you want some bumpers made of bricks, go on that website and hit more info, right? And it'll directly message me and I'll hit you up. I'll tell you about Hayism. Hayism, most of us come to Grace, but we've got guys from the military that joined that joined Hayism that were transferred. One's in Maine, one's in Florida, one's in West Virginia, but you can take community with you because we meet once in person and once via Zoom every single month. So that's what I felt called to do. So if you're a man and you're looking for community, by all means, check out that website and hit more info. Now, if we go to our Bible verse again, and let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another. Guys, we all need that, right? Having community is having people to do life with, people that will encourage you when you don't have the courage, people to mourn with, people to celebrate with. It's imperative, it's community. And I'll give you guys, so super involved, right? Going to college, I still have a job, things of that nature. And I get a text message from the church and they say, Eric, would you and Lindsay be interested in co-leading a Rooted group? And I look at Lindsay and we talk about it and we're like, oh my gosh, we're so busy. We're so busy, right? We've got little kids, we got Muay Thai, karate. Muay Thai kind of karate, right? Muay Thai, flag football. We've got a million things going on. Like, it's just not the right season. So we reply back and say, hey guys, we're sorry. It's just not the right season for us. We can't do it. You know, it is what it is, right? A month or two later, same person texts us and says, hey guys, we had a huge amount of people sign up for Rooted. We could really use some help. Can you please reconsider, talk to Lindsay and see if you guys would be interested? Once again, we took it to the table and we're like, it's just, we're so busy. We've got so much going on. I'm sorry, we can't. A month or two later, no lie, man, God is God, right? God is God. He always knows best. Pastor Eric texts me and says, Eric, this is the situation at hand. We need leaders. You and Lindsay are leaders. We need you. Please reconsider. I take this to Lindsay. I show Lindsay, and Lindsay reads it and goes, huh? That was God. And I said, no, babe, that was Pastor Eric. But that was, once again, God will speak to you through community. Guys, if I wasn't involved in the church, if I wasn't involved in community, Pastor Eric would have never had my cell phone number to text me that message. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's intentional. It's intentional. God will speak to you through community. And one thing I didn't realize I was missing, guys, I was super involved in men's ministry, all about it, super passionate about it. I'd talk to anybody about it. I didn't realize that I was really missing community with my wife, with other people, other couples, male and female. I didn't realize just how much I was missing that, and I needed it. But God knew. God knew. So he used our community to say, you need to be doing this. And we showed up. We showed up. We said we'd do it. We led a rooted group. Guys, it was like love at first sight, right? We honestly just meshed really well. It was truly godsend. We all meshed well. We got along super well. And it was just great. After rooted, we're like, what do we do now, guys? We're like, EHS, let's go, right? EHS is emotional, healthy spirituality. It's the next thing you would do after rooted. We signed up for that. After that, we're like, okay, let's stay going. Let's stay going as a group, as a community. We decided to continue on as a community group, right? We're getting ready to have a picnic. I forgot the date, but it's in my calendar. We're gonna have a picnic. We're getting ready to start meeting again in September. It was God sent, and this is community that I'm able to do with my wife, with other people within the church. Guys, this is a big church. If you're just coming here on Sunday and you're not in community, I get it. I get how, you walk in, like, hey, get to your seat, right? You're one of two. And after church, you're either, hey, or you're like, let me see how fast I could get to my car without saying hi to anybody, right? You're one of two. Being in community, you feel like part of the church. Your church is within the church, right? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful way to live. Guys, I challenge you, don't make Eric text you. Respond to Brittany, Matt, or Shala, right? Respond to them, guys. Respond to them. They need the help, right? So if they text you, it's for a reason. This is a picture of our rooted group after we finish rooted. Some of them are here. If you see them, say, hey, I saw a picture of you, right? This is another picture of us just doing life together. Right? Helping one of our rooted members move out of something I can't remember exactly, but helping her move out, right? It was great. So guys, I encourage you. What's my encouragement to you? Guys, I encourage you. Listen, can I get a show of hands? How many people have not done rooted? It's a lot. It's about half, right? A lot. Guys, I encourage you. Give it a shot. Get involved. Find community within the church. Sign up. What do you got to lose? If you just came in here for the first time, you're like, man, Eric, I don't even know about this Jesus guy. Show up. Show up and see what it's all about. What do you got to lose? Make a snack list and make yourself last, right? Get some snacks, and then the last one, if you really don't like it, just don't show up. I challenge you. Sign up. See what happens. Guys, if you've done rooted, and for some reason your rooted group didn't want to continue on to EHS, tonight is Group Connect. Strawbridge campus, Norfolk campus are all coming here to Lynn Haven at 4 p.m. Guys, you're gonna leave here today. I promise you, nobody's going to knock on your door and grab your hand and say, let's go to Group Connect. It's gotta be intentional. If you finished rooted and you're looking for community, you wanna get involved, every single community group that's taking more people that isn't like maxed out will be here in order to get you more involved and get you into community. I invite you to come today at 4 o'clock, right? So if you wanna sign up for Rooted, that's getting ready to come up, go to GraceBible.Church/groups. It starts September 21st, right in the fall. Okay, there's babysitting, there's everything. So bring the kids. If you completed Rooted, Group Connect will be tonight at 4 p.m. Let's go back to Hebrews real quick. And let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. So I leave you with this question. Are you being intentional about living in community? Are you being intentional about living in community? Let me pray for us. Heavenly Father, we just thank you so much, Lord. Thank you for this day. Thank you for everybody that's sitting here, Lord. Thank you for Hebrews and you speaking through that author to give us this message about how imperative community is for us to be able to stay fixated on a growing relationship with you. Lord, if anybody's here that hasn't done Rooted, Lord, I pray for them. I pray that you give them the courage, the ability to be able to go and sign up for Rooted. For those that are looking for community, I pray for courage and encouragement for them to be able to step out of their comfort zone and come and continue to seek community and intentionality in that process. God, and we lift everybody up in this church right now. In your holy son, Jesus' name, amen.